So there's a very interesting Brook and Gunko connection that I noticed in my video on SBS 112, because you see in that SBS we find out that Gunko does belong to a royal family called the Manmayer family. However, I am under the impression that the Manmayer family might be a new addition to the Celestial Dragons, because we know from Vegapunk York's ambitions that someone who isn't a Celestial Dragon can become a Celestial Dragon. So I think maybe in the past 80 years or so, the Manmayer family has been inducted into the ranks of Celestial Dragon, with Gunko and perhaps a ancestor of Gunko's ascending to the ranks of Holy Knight, because apparently there is some girl with a weird hat that we see during the God Valley incident, and she might be a Holy Knight like Gunko. We aren't sure, but that's a very high possibility. With that being said, I have noticed that there is this weird arrow / banner connection between Brook and Gunko. If you don't know, Gunko's devil fruit is called the arrow fruit, in which she can spawn these various arrows that do a variety of things. But the interesting thing about these arrows is that they have been compared to being made out of some sort of cloth-like substance. With that being said, Brook was a part of a battle convoy at one point. One of the techniques he was known for is called 3-verse humming arrow notch slash. This is a move that was renamed because of his proficiency at said technique. However, the original name of the technique was Requiem La Banderole. So, with that being said, a banderole is a type of banner, cloth, or flag with a arrow notch at each end. This is very interesting because the renamed version of Requiem La Banderole is 3-verse humming arrow notch slash. So we have an arrow notch and a banderole, which is a flag or a banner with an arrow notch in it. You get what I mean? It's strange that the technique was renamed something based on what a banderole has in it naturally. This relates back to Gunko because she is a user of the arrow fruit, and said arrows look like cloth, they look like banners, they look like banderoles. So they are cloths in the shape of arrows, whereas a banderole is a cloth with an arrow notch in it, a space that looks like an arrow would fit into it. Don't you find that very peculiar? I know I do. So what does this mean? What's also very interesting about Gunko specifically is that she has actually made her arrows into a rapier-like weapon before, something that you would use in fencing. So this is odd because so far, despite a lot of Holy Knights having fencing or rapier-like weapons, they have never been used for such a purpose. Shamrock's sword is a dog, and then I don't know what's up with Sombrous' sword. It looks like a bat in a lot of depictions that's just spiky because of his dull fruit, the thorn fruit. So I don't know what's happening there. But no, Gunko makes a proper rapier out of her arrows. So it's very interesting that amongst all the Holy Knights we've seen so far, she might be the only proper fencer, and she is the one who has a relationship with Brook. So I found that very interesting. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.